So while we're all in enforced isolation, I thought I'd do some more Nerfs. And for this one, I'm going to be taking videos each step as I go through the painting process. This is a Nerf Magnus, as you can see. It's a big, big gun. And that's it for hand size. That's it. Big thing. So there's loads to sand, there's loads to spray. This is going to go as, I think the colour scheme I'm going with is going to be another Destiny Vanguard, just because I like the orange colour. So as you can see, for this part where we are now, I've sanded off all the logos. Thanks for the sun for being so bright so you can see everything. As you can see, I've tried to sand off as well all those little boxy little bumps all over it. I can't get anywhere in there, so not going to. All the white paint as well, I've sanded all that down on both sides as well. I'll flip it over. So I've sanded all that down because that white paint's a bit of a nightmare. I've also, just quickly ran some wire wool just on the inside here, just so the paint will stick. Now for sanding down, I've been using really thick P60 sandpaper, although this is Pound Shop Special, so I've been going through it. Then if it needed to, the P100, which is a little finer. And then finally, just bombing it with wire wool, just to get it all nice and smooth. Then I'm going to use some, here we are, enamel spray adhesion promoter. So just basically it's just aerosol glue. Spray it all over, gives it a nice surface for the paint to stick on. Then I'm going to spray it all plastic primer grey, and then I'm going to spray the hand grips matte black, and then the body itself will be, where are we? Here we are, Ford Vista Phoenix Orange, and they are all high coats. This is the brand, oh pardon, Halfords. This is the brand I use for paints, and this is what I'll be using on this. So today now is just get the spray paint enamel adhesion promoter on, and then plastic primer grey. And in this weather, I'll be able to do all that in one day. So the next video you see should be after this. Here's the next video on the Nerf Magnus. Once you paint it in the primer, you can see all the parts that you haven't sanded down properly. As you can see, I've already started up there and down there because they just pop up. And how they look there is how they are. Let me move it into light. That is exactly how it's going to look when it's painted. So if you tackle it now and just keep sanding, then you'll get it nice and smooth. Because once you paint that main colour on, you will see this, and it will drive you crazy. So just primer and then resand, keep sanding until you're happy, and that's what I'm doing now. So now I've sanded it down and primed it, and you could see it. It's a lot smoother than it was. It's not perfect, but at this point you'll be spending forever sanding it down and getting it uber smooth. And the point is, once it's got its paint scheme on, you won't be looking at that. So all primed. Even when you pull the action back, prime that as well. So the next thing now is to paint the hand grip black, mask that off, and then turn all this orange, and that'll be the next step. Update on the Magnus. So I've painted the hand grip black, I've painted the black, inside the magazine well black, the front black, and the black, but as you can see that's going to need a second coat. And then what's going to happen next is I'm going to mask off hand grip, barrel and the top, and paint all this orange, and then start, once the orange is on, putting out where I'm going to put the big V. And that's it so far. So Magnus update. All the parts painted in black with a hand grip, the top part and front, and now they've all been masked off, just using masking tape and a small plastic bag just for the hand grip, just because once you put that on you don't have to tape all around those edges. And now that's done, I think I'm going to spray it in. I might spray it in an undercoat of white, or I might just go straight to the orange, which is that colour, and it is high coat Ford Vista Phoenix Orange. So I might just go straight to that, or I might just slap on some white, just so the orange doesn't have to fight its way through the grey and the black. So yeah, I've got some white undercoat, I'll put that on, and then I'll put the orange on. That's where we are next. So here's the next update on the Magnus. It's all been painted white, a nice matte white, and next up will be the Ford Vista Phoenix Orange from High Coat. That'll be the next thing for today. Magnus progress update. Here it is so far with its first coat of Vista Orange. As you can see, it's kind of, it looks the part now. Handle's still fully wrapped up. This is just the first coat. It's a bit uneven, but once you put the second coat and the third coat on, then it becomes a nice even orange. So that is where we are now, and I'm just about to apply the second coat, and then I'll apply the third. And here we are with the next stage of the Magnus, which is I've got a template of the Vanguard logo from the internet. Now I've increased its size. As you can see, it's 9.5 centimeters from top to bottom, and each one of these spaces is 4 millimeters. So all I've done is I've masked them off, as you can see, using frog tape. And the idea is I'll mask it off, and that'll be where the spray goes, in there. Now this is the initial masking. There will be more masking later. See, there's the V, and there's the inside of the V there. So that will all be masked off, and the idea is that that V will be broken up by the trigger mechanism. But you'll see it there, and that line will be there, and that space will be there. That will be black, and that will be white. And as you can see, I took this off the internet. When it was in Photoshop, I changed the black to white here just to use less ink. That's why it looks that funny. Literally, so when it prints off, it's using less ink. But that's it there, and that's what it'll look like when it gets sprayed up. But that needs spraying in. That'll be the V and the I, the 6 rather. That'll be sprayed separately as black. Then I'll mask everything else off. Well, I'll mask all that off, then I'll spray that white. That'll take time, so that'll probably be the next video. So here's the Magnus. I've masked off all around the template using frog tape to get the small lines, because they're really good for stopping the paint bleeding between. And then just general masking tape and A4 paper, so none of the spray will go on any of the rest of the gun. I'm doing one side at a time, because as you can see, this VI, this will be in a completely different placement on the other side of the gun, because this I here will be over the trigger. As you can see, this is where the V is now. That's where the trigger is. It goes down through the trigger, down to the bottom and up. So that'll be all black, that'll be black. But when it's reversed, this will be on that side. So one side at a time. Now let's spray it black. I've also masked off here at the top, and you can see the thin 4mm frog tape there, which I've cut. This is going to be black. Then I'll remask all this off and then spray in there white. And that'll be what happens next. And here we are with the Magnus, now with the VI, or the 6, sprayed on. You can see the masking tape there. I put 3 coats of it on it, just matte black. Now there is where the white part's going to be. So what I'm going to have to do is mask all this off, open this up, spray this, and wait for that to dry. And that'll be the next step there. And there's all the masking tape removed. As you can see, there it is. Just give you a pan around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mask off from, where is it? That line there, all along there. I'm going to have to put more masking tape to cover all this black paint, because we don't want that spilling out. I'll probably use pieces of paper, cut A4, so it doesn't, so masking tape doesn't stick to this and peel away, because that would be terrible. And use it to stick on that. Put several layers of that on, and lightly spray white paint from a distance. And do several layers of that, but just quick sprays with the spray can. That's what it looks like so far. And here's the Magnus with the inside part of the V all taped up and all ready for painting in white. And as you can see, I used frog tape for the initial layer, and then I put general masking tape over that. So the frog tape will stop it spreading, and the other masking tape will just catch it all in layers. That there is Humbrol Mascol, because putting tape in all those little parts there will be a nightmare, so it's better just to Mascol it all, let that to dry, and then when that comes to be peeled off, that should give me some interesting little jagged edges just in there, which is quite cool. But as you can see, that's all the masking tape. And remember, this is only the first side. I have to repeat this on the other one. Let's see how this goes. So there's the white spray on, as you can see. And as it's a nice sunny day, I've put 3 coats on it after letting each one dry. There you can see the Mascol. Hopefully it's all done its job. Hopefully there's not been much, if any, bleed through it. We'll see when I take all this off. And then the next step is to do the other side. And there it is, the first side with all masking tape removed. You can see the hand grip there, so that's all going to be black. And there's the V and the I from the Vanguard, or the 6, if they don't want me to make Vanguard pistols. But that's how it looks so far. And now I've got to mask off and do the other side. So here's the Magnus with the Vanguard symbol. As you can see now, it's all dry. You can see where it goes over there, the trigger mechanism. And you can see the V starts at the back, and the I, for want of a better name for it, is at the front. Well, when you reverse it, let me point that down, the V starts at the front of the barrel, and the I starts at the back. So once you take off the masking tape, you'll see it a lot clearer than you do now. So for now, all I'm going to do is spray this black. It'll dry in the sun. Once again, there's some Mascol just up there in those edges. But we'll spray this off, and you'll also see the paper keeps raising up, which is a problem. But if I put that down and then spray over it, it should stay in place. But for now, that's what we're going to do next. Let's see what happens then. Nerf Magnus update. All the dry brushing and all the hand painting's been done. I dry brushed the hand grip simply because leaving it black just looked like I hadn't bothered after all the work I've put on the rest of the gun. So nice and dry brushed to look nice and steel. Quite happy with that. I've used brown paint, just dabbed it in and then just give it a second or two to dry and then wiped it off, just to look like there's dirt in all the crevices. It's dry brushing with lead belcher. There's more brown there in the edges. Dry brush the barrel as well. Give you a slow pan over there. There's more mud, as you can see, more dirt. More dry brushed silver with lead belcher. And that even goes over on the top as well. See, it's all in the crevices at the top as well. Just so it looks all worn out and dirty. And the next stage will be sealing it. And that's what's going to happen next. And here we have the completed Nerf Magnus, repainted in the style of a Vanguard handgun from the Destiny video game. All the major work was done on spraying. All this dry brushing and hand painting in this warm weather was able to be done in about a day and a half. As you can see, that's just lead belcher to get this steel effect, with brown just being dabbed in between all those grip areas and then just wiped off, so it looks like there's dirt all stuck in it. And you can see there's just dry brushed lead belcher all the way along just to give it scratches. More brown for dirt in there. A wash just down there to look like all the dirt stuck in all the crevices. More brown on the underside. Lead belcher on the front. And again, just repeated, just differently. Again, one of the nice little tricks is just putting the brown there. It looks just looks dirty and grubby, like it really needs a good clean. But to get it looking this dirty really did take an effort. Keep going around it. It's the back. Now as you can see, when you originally do this, all this is just big and orange. It's a lot of space, so you have to just put some, just break up that just mundane orangeness. So as you can see, there's all sorts of scratches and there's dirt on the top as well. Yeah, there's dirt all on the iron sights there. That's all painted black in there, sprayed black. And the hand grip, this, when I left this just plain black, it looked like I hadn't bothered. So I've dry brushed that as well, just to give that a steel effect. Even on the, let's flip that round the right way around. There. Oh, it's focusing wrong, there you go. Which is cool. And as well, when you pull the slide back, you do that here, you get this really, really cool look of the Vanguard symbol being broken up. And it looks good from that side. Remember, there's the first side of the V's there, the two sides are there. Flip it over, and again you've got the one at the front and the two at the back, and they do not go together. I don't know if you can see there. See, there's the two at the front, two at the back. See? And that, of course still fires. There you go. So just as well as going around like this, like it does in the game, I can also flip it like this, which is easier. So you can see the V in the eye there. And the eye basically goes where the V was. And that is that. Let's talk about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I've lost track. I'll figure out from the dates. But this will all cut together to show a time lapse of making this. And hopefully it'll show other people how to do this too. Because it's fun to do, it just takes a lot of time. But there you are. All completed. All done. Let me plonk it back down on the desk. All completed. All done. And that's that. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and thanks for watching. Thank you.